everybody. I'm Sean.
Hey guys, I'm Sean.
And once again, you're joining us on the Sean and Sean and the Great Outdoors Show. So appreciate y'all coming in and checking it out. We're really pumped for this week. Last week, honestly, what did you do last week, Sean? Did you do anything fun?
Last week, let's see. I think last weekend was where most of my fun was. I went on a 12-mile walk. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And in the process, got to do some Strava art. But I went to go get groceries. Went on a walk to go get groceries. And I had this neighborhood planned out that I wanted to get to do some cool art. And I realized that it was like 8 miles away. And so it was going to be like a 16-mile round trip. And I was like, ooh. So I just went to the grocery store and on the way back did my little art. But it ended up being a 12-mile day. So it was a good way to get some exercise though. So.
That is a solid hike. I've been actually trying to paddle a good bit on the weekends. I definitely realized one of the beauty of social distancing is you go in a kayak, no one really comes close to you. So that's been a lot of fun trying to find what rivers I can go to and all that fun stuff. But I was cooking. That's the other thing I've been doing a lot of is cooking. And I was making corn this past week and I cut my finger pretty bad actually.
Dang.
So, and this is my janky hand anyway. I have my little chicken nugget finger and I think this one was just feeling left out and was like, come on knife, come play. And yeah, so with that, it's been hard to go around a kayak paddle. So definitely did some fun hikes and some Strava art as well last week. Well, what about you, Jason? We sometimes forget Jason, our producer, rock star and campus rec extraordinaire. What have you been up to this past week?
Just trying to finish out the semester strong, doing all my projects and stuff. But I'll go outdoors. I'll play some catch.
Solid. Where are you at these days?
I'm at my parents' house in Tampa.
Nice.
Yeah, just trying to survive.
Ayo, standing strong.
Oh yeah.
Sean, I'd like to know, was the meal worth it? Like the finger cutting? What'd you make?
It was actually really good. So I was smoking some chicken on the grill, which was phenomenal. I made my own like kind of dry rub. So I lived in Nashville for a while and loved Nashville hot chicken. And Kroger actually used to sell a seasoning that was called Nashville hot chicken, and I have not been able to find it down here. So I kind of reverse engineered what all went into it, and I think I figured it out. So it's basically some cayenne pepper, some paprika. It's got some onion and garlic powder in it, and that's about it. And it's phenomenal. So put that on the chicken, and that was very, very good. And then on top of that, the corn itself, when I cut my finger, I luckily didn't bleed all over it like I thought I was going to. So I could still cook it, and it was very good as well. Yeah,
nice.
I would say worth it-ish.
Good.
But what was our challenge last week, Sean? I forget.
Yeah, so our challenge last week was a walking challenge. When we challenged folks to download an app, whether it be Strava or any other sort of run tracking app, and go on a walk or a run and make some cool art with it. And we got some good submissions. And so, Jason, if you pull up, yeah, here we go.
Whoop. All right.
Yeah, look at that.
So
very nice.
One of the submissions here, and I'll just scroll through.
Cool.
Cool.
Number 2.
Solid spirit.
Sweet.
Number 3.
Sweet. So this is actually, pause right here. This is one of our winners. It's Liz Milkus is this one. So she's one of our winners this week.
All right. Number 4.
I like it. Spelling out.
Number 5.
This is another one of our winners. I think 5 and 6.
Number 6.
And these were made by Wild Wilkie. So yeah, so those are our two winners this week. Liz Milkus and Wild Wilkie. Looks like we got a pig here, and that dog I like.
Yeah.
So yeah, and those are awesome. Like those are pretty dang good submissions right there.
Love the
I love the eye.
yeah, the pig. It's a good addition.
So cool. So those winners that we announced, Liz Milkus and Wild Wilkie, you guys will get a pint glass and a campus rec buff. So
Well, good deal. I saw when Jason was flipping through that there's a picture of a seltzer water, and what flavor are we doing today, Sean? I forget.
today we're doing LaCroix Lime.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
And
one of the OGs.
Yeah, in my opinion, this is like old trusty, you know, like this guy, LaCroix Lime is one that I always have, I feel like. One, because you can get the Publix has the 12 packs, but sometimes the lime and lemon have the extra 3, the 15 packs. So
Can't
that's
pass
my
up a
tip to
good
everyone.
deal. Oh yeah, this one is good. Like I think I've said it in the past. Sometimes the LaCroix I think are a little sweet, but I would agree. I think they're lemon and lime. I have had a like LaCroix key lime before that was like super sweet and kind of surprised me, but I think like the subtle, just like you squirted a couple squeezes of lime juice in. It's pretty good. I'm a fan of lime.
I like the lime a lot. Lemon and lime are definitely like my two top flavors. They're pretty basic flavors, but I love them. They're so good.
Old trusties.
Old trusties. I'm a simple man.
We got polar cranberry lime in the chat.
Ooh, yes, polar cranberry lime.
Yeah, that's when I see a lot in our fridge at work from Wilkie, I'm pretty sure.
That is true. That is true. But we got bubbly cherry as well. We'll have to try some bubblies. I don't think we've done one of those yet.
Yeah, we need to do a bubbly. Maybe we'll do that next week.
Okay, I like it. We'll switch it up. And someone was telling us, apparently people have been hearing about the different seltzers, so we've been actually getting a lot of different recommendations. What was it, AHA or something?
AHA, yeah.
AHA was another one. And then someone had told us about Waterloo.
Waterloo
was another one I think I heard. So yeah, we'll have to try some of these other ones. Switch it up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm writing these down.
I know, right? And Jason, you were telling us a little bit before the show started that the marketing team has actually been taking our kind of joke about making us a seltzer water sticker and possibly doing that. Do you want to give us a little bit more info about that?
Sticker design that we're coming up with. This is made by our designer, who I think is in the room here, Emily Logan.
Nice.
Yeah. What do you all think about this one?
That's pretty cool.
I love it.
Sean and Sean. 1.5 fluid ounces.
That's
it will be a small sticker, so we gotta make sure everything's proportionate.
Of course.
That's awesome. Hey, Emily, mad props.
Yeah, thanks so much, Emily. That's awesome.
And perhaps we get a little,
hey, everyone loves iterations.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, yeah, we'll see what our marketing team ends up coming out with. Maybe that'll be incorporated into our challenges in the future once the sticker company gets back up and running. I'm sure they're figuring stuff out too. Yeah.
Yeah, we're in the works. It's in the works. We'll keep you updated.
Exactly. Well, very cool. Very cool. So this week we want to tell you about what our current weekly challenge is. And for this week, we decided that we're going to get a little artsy. And we want to basically have you show us how you get artistic outside. Whether it's you actually doing something outside or if it's you doing a picture or poetry or whatever of the great outdoors. So, and Sean or Jason, I think we have a poll to send to y'all now. We want to know kind of what your favorite medium of being artistic is.
Yep, there we go.
Awesome.
There it is. Sorry, my internet is
No worries, no
cutting
worries.
out a
So
little
yeah,
bit,
if
but we should be good.
if y'all want to kind of take a peek at that and do some voting for us while we talk a little bit about it. So once again, whatever your outdoor medium is, we want you to either go outside, go in your backyard and do it. And we want to see pictures of what you're doing, either a picture or a video. So if you have a poem that you're working on, take a picture of it written down, or better yet, read it for us. We would love to see that video. Same with if you're doing some kind of like woodworking or whittling, like show us a picture of that finished project. We're really pumped to see some of these art projects. I know we talked to one of our coworkers. She is very excited to basically just color in her coloring book sitting on her front patio, and that 100% counts in the challenge.
That totally counts.
Oh yeah. So make sure that you get those pictures up before Sunday. Sunday's the last day to get it. Use the hashtag FSU Outdoor Challenge, and then follow follow
Outdoors FSU.
FSU. Thank you, Sean.
Yeah, I'll say too, like, so I would not classify myself to be a very artistic individual. But something that I'm kind of excited for, I have Photoshop in my computer, and I've never actually messed around with it, or at least like haven't played with it like in detail. And so I'm wanting to like upload some photos of like photos that I've taken. And then my idea right now, I saw this ad on Photoshop, like Photoshop like sent me an ad like on a YouTube video I was watching, and I watched this like dude make like, it was like a picture of a buffalo, and then he made it transparent and had like an outdoor like scene inside the outline of the buffalo, and it looks super cool. So I might try to do something like that this week. But yeah, that's probably what I'm thinking.
I think that's an awesome idea.
So it can seriously be anything too, though. Like you don't have to necessarily be outside either. You could be even painting a landscape, doing a Bob Ross video or something like that. Could be super cool as well.
Just make some happy little trees out there.
That's right.
Because I would actually agree with you, Sean. I'm not one to consider myself like super artistic, but with this kind of free time, if you will, where we have time to actually like explore and try some stuff, I think this is a perfect opportunity to either try a new arts and crafts project that you saw, or similar to what you were talking about with Photoshop. This has been my excuse to kind of learn a little bit about like Adobe Premiere Pro. Like I really know about video editing, and it's actually been a lot of fun. Like,
yeah.
So definitely feel free to go out on a limb and try something new. Yeah, whether it's like amazing or hey, if you try something and you're like, that was a fail, show us your fail. We want to see it. That's half the fun, man.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I think it's a good time to like, I've been looking for new hobbies, right? So this is a great time to pick up some new hobbies for me. And I'm sure people who are probably watching us right now, either you enjoy the outdoors or you enjoy art, or you do both. And so it's cool to like mesh the two. And yeah, that'd be sweet.
Very true.
We were wanting to talk a little bit about, go ahead.
Before, let me just share the results of this polling here.
Yeah, what do we got?
Ooh.
Paintings,
spread.
and drawings.
Music.
Yeah. Videography. A lot of videography, definitely, I think, may have won that one. Oh, we got an other, too. Whoever picked other, feel free to throw it in the chat. What's your other going to be? We're intrigued.
Was that Emily Logan? She, my creative expression is making seltzer stickers. I like that.
Yes, very well played.
Well played, Emily. Wow.
Well, perfect. I'd love to see some different flavors of seltzer stickers where, yeah, maybe we'll get a whole collection going. Who knows?
Yeah.
We'll be able to give out variety pack boxes.
Dude, that would be kind of cool.
Oh, yeah. Well, cool. But one of the other things, since it is our Artsy week, is we want to share some of our favorite outdoor artists with y'all. Sean, would you like to go ahead and start us off with one of your favorites?
Yeah. So what kind of initially came to mind to me when I first think art, and maybe this is just because I'm not necessarily an artist myself, but I usually think of like painting, drawing, coloring, those sorts of things when I think of art. And you guys even put it yourselves, photography and videography is also like a form of art. And that's something that I realized I view a lot. And it may not be something that I create, but I love viewing like documentaries and other sort of outdoor related um, videos, docuseries, anything like that. And so one of my favorite series that I've always enjoyed has been the Chasing Ice, Chasing Coral series. And these series are basically, they're just documentaries, but they're about current world environmental issues. And Chasing Coral is on Netflix right now. And it's about the disappearing coral in our world due to anthropogenic climate change. And so, yeah, they're just really cool documentaries. And I think part of the reason why I enjoy documentaries and videography and even photography is these specific documentaries kind of do time lapses of sort of what's happening. And so in Chasing Coral, you literally, they put these really high tech underwater cameras, they like bolt them into the ground or anchor them down into the ground. And they do these time lapses. So you see these corals slowly deteriorating due to rising ocean temperatures, acidification, which is destroying like basically the things that are supposed to be taking in the carbon. And so you see some really compelling things just through time lapses, which I think is really neat. You can kind of see it firsthand. And I think overall, like documentaries are great because they provide these opportunities for us to kind of understand and easily understand and connect to different issues that are going on around the world. And it's also nice too because anytime that I like see a documentary or something like that, I immediately tell my friends like, dude, you should watch this. It's on Netflix. Like it's like 45 minutes. Like you should see this documentary and we can talk about it. And I feel like that's something that I do and that happens all the time with my friends. I recently just watched this documentary called Elephant on Disney Plus. And dude, it is so good. It's just about this, I guess, family of elephants, and their matriarch, and they're in the desert, and it's really neat.
You were saying that one made you tear up a few times, right? How many
Oh my
times?
gosh, yes. So I've seen it twice now. I saw it once by myself, and that's when I teared up. I was just like by myself, and dude, it's emotional. But the second time I saw it, I watched it with my brother and Ashley, his girlfriend, and man, it's good. So yeah, I think that's one of my favorite things about documentaries is just the viewability and the ability to like watch it and discuss it so easily with your friends, with your family, with anyone you want to talk to about it, because it is so easy to watch and they put it in a format that's easy to understand. So, but yeah, Chasing Ice, Chasing Coral, two of my favorite documentaries, and also you should watch Elephant on Disney Plus because it's so good. So yeah, those are mine. Those are my first two.
That's awesome. I'm definitely a big fan of documentaries too. I would agree with you 100%, Sean. If they can tell like a good story with a documentary, I am hooked on it. And that actually brings me to one of my first artists that I wanted to talk about, Jimmy Chin. And Jimmy is honestly, he is one of my favorites because not only is he a primo climber, videographer, photographer, and director, he's just like an ultimately beast person. He's just so freaking cool. Like, oh yeah. And actually, I'm going to share my screen right now so I can show you a little bit about kind of the type of work that Jimmy does. So this is Jimmy Chin, and like I said, you've probably seen some of the stuff he has worked on. He, if you ever saw the Free Solo documentary that just came out with Alex Honnold, he was the one who filmed that. One of the neat things that he's able to do is a lot of his still shots and videos. Since he kind of walks the walk, he's very close with a lot of these professional climbers and adventurers. So he's able to get in really tight with them, and you get to see these incredible pictures that they do while they're doing whatever activity they're doing. But then you also get to see kind of the backstory a little bit. It's not necessarily like all the big moments that they have, but like this picture is Alex Honnold like chilling in his van. And so you get to see the kind of heroes for just they're just like regular people, just like you and I. They just get to do some absolutely incredible stuff. And the other neat thing that he has figured out how to do is how to get some of these shots. He has basically figured out how to do a lot of really cool rigging, and whenever you're trying to get pictures of climbers, it's kind of hard. You'll get a lot of butt shots. People are climbing and you get it from the ground and you get the back of a climber. So you have to really get creative when you want a different vantage point to actually see them coming up. So he's figured out different ways to almost put himself far away from the mountain, where it's almost like on a big boom. So he's hanging over just free space. And if any of you all have climbed before and climbed things that people say have high exposure, this is actually an example of huge exposure, where if you're on a mountain and you've got like another mountain right behind you, you for some reason in your mind feel maybe a little bit safer because you can like see the other side. When you're just hanging over free space, or you can see in this picture of the antenna with nothing around you, the exposure factor is huge. And it is a mind game that it plays with you. And some of these rigs he makes, he is out in that world of free space, and it's very, very cool. And like I was saying too, not only does he do these incredible shots, he actually walks the walk. He's done some huge mountaineering projects. One of my favorite is a documentary called Meru. And Meru is, I know it was on Netflix for a little while. I would highly recommend it. But it's a documentary about a first ascent in the Himalayas, I think in India. And it's with Jimmy Chin. And then it's also with another one of my favorite climbers, Conrad Anker, who's a monster. This guy's so cool. And then also with Renee Ozturk. And dude, it is a documentary where you will be terrified at points of it. You will be like so excited for them at others. And you will probably cry a few times. I'm not even gonna lie. I definitely did. But it kind of just shows not only is he there to get those pictures of other people doing it, he kind of understands what these climbers are feeling and how to capture that. Super, super cool documentary with Meru. But yeah, that's Jimmy Chin. Like I said, documentary filmmaker, photographer, director, kind of ultimate climber. He's super, super cool.
Yeah, he's great. He's also a really good skier too.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen some stuff of his like skiing expeditions. He's got a home in, I think, Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and he shreds those slopes too. And he makes some cool videos and gets some cool shots. So yeah, he's a cool guy. He's so cool.
I know we're like fangirling out hard right now. And
he's awesome. He really is. And that documentary Meru, I'll agree, man. That documentary it's good. I don't think it's on Netflix anymore. I tried to look it up and watch it actually a couple of weeks ago, but I don't believe it's on there anymore. But if you get the opportunity to see it, maybe like check Prime, Amazon Prime or something. It's definitely worth watching. So yeah.
Yeah, we got a Meru is the best in the chat.
Yeah, buddy.
I had asked if anyone was seeing any interesting documentaries or shows. We got Tiger King.
Tiger King.
Kingdom of the Sun.
Okay.
And The Office. Classic.
Heck yeah.
Those are great documentaries. What is Kingdom of the Sun? Have you heard of that, Sean?
I have not heard of Kingdom of the Sun yet. I'll have to put that one on the list.
Cool.
That was from Matthew Ball there.
Nice.
Cool. Well, cool. I think I would love to hear like what other people are doing. Like, what's your favorite maybe documentary or piece of art or artist as well. We have some other artists we could talk about that are our favorites, but seeing as we're kind of low on time, I'd love to see if anyone else has some stuff that they like talking about.
Ooh, we got an explanation here. Kingdom of the Sun is an unreleased Disney documentary about the early development of the Emperor's New Groove. It was leaked online a few years ago. That is really cool.
That's
awesome.
Awesome, actually. Heck yeah.
Emperor's New Groove is a top 10 cinematic film. I agree, Kate.
I mean, it's not a llama.
Masterpiece.
Wow, that is really cool.
It is very, very good. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I know too. We've been talking about documentaries in film and photography and stuff. Well, I guess not so much photography, but you had another favorite one you want to talk about, Sean, with poetry.
Yeah. So I used to enjoy poetry. I think reading and poetry and being an author, like I think it's a form of art. And I used to really enjoy reading Robert Frost, actually. And when I was in grad school, we would analyze like poems by Robert Frost. We would analyze like Aldo Leopold's Sand County Almanac. I read like Rachel Carson's, what's it called? I can't think of the name of the book. Anyways, a bunch of different like environmental artists. Silent Spring, yeah, thank you, Kate. I was like, why can't I think of it? But yeah, we read a bunch of these different pieces of literature, and they're all very like different. For instance, like Leopold in a Sand County Almanac, he writes essays essentially, and it talks a little bit about like forming your own land ethic, and I think a lot of these works of art. I like documentaries nowadays because I think it's the same sort of thing, right? Like you read these things or you watch these things, and it's art that is easy to talk about. I think that's why I like also reading these like Aldo Leopold and like Rachel Carson and Robert Frost is the ability to read it and reflect upon it and kind of figure out your own twist on it. For instance, this is about to get nerdy, but Aldo Leopold talks about, mentions a land ethic in his Sand County Almanac. And I think a land ethic is something that everyone has, and it's not the same for everyone. Like how do you think land should be treated? Are you more leaning towards preservation? Do you think they should be treated more towards conservation? And so, yeah, so those are my other artists that I wanted to like give a brief shout out to that are worth talking about because they write some really cool things worth reflecting on. And if you do, sit and read on them and form your own land ethic, I think it's a super sweet thing that everyone should do. So, yeah.
Very cool.
Just catching up a little bit on the chat here. We got Meru is playing now for free for Amazon Prime members.
Yeah.
Something to check out. Silent Spring is a book. That was a really good read. I remember that one. Matthew, the documentary is actually called The Sweatbox. Kingdom of the Sun was what the Emperor's New Groove was called early in development. Okay.
Oh.
So The Sweatbox. Kingdom of the Sun sounds sketchy and upsetting to Disney. So awesome. I agree with that.
That just makes us want to see it more, right?
That's right.
Very, very cool. Well,
Sean,
I know. Go ahead.
You had a photographer that you wanted to talk about too, didn't you?
I did. Yeah. My my last person that I wanted to mention is kind of one of our Florida guys. Clyde Butcher is one of my favorite photographers down here. He specializes in black and white photography. Now he used to do a lot of color. It was kind of neat reading a little bit more about him for talking about him. But yeah, he does these giant canvases, and by doing these giant canvases, he uses a specific kind of type of photography equipment. So let me share the screen real quick, and this is a picture of Clyde here, and you can see he uses these like super old school film cameras with these basically the biggest. I'm going to butcher a lot of these terms because I don't know enough about them, but he uses these large format view cameras, so he can develop these pictures, and a lot of them end up going on like 5 by 9 foot size murals. And he's just like a super cool old school dude, and he has a studio down in the Everglades. If you're down there, highly recommend you check it out. And like I said, he takes these awesome long exposure pictures all over Florida. And he's got like me personally, some of my favorite trees aesthetically, I think, are cypress trees and red mangrove trees. The cypress trees just have these like huge buttresses, and the mangrove trees, they have these awesome, their nickname is the walking tree. They have these huge prop roots that almost look like they're walking around. They're just so freaking neat. And one of the things that I think I love the most about Clive is he goes out into the middle of nowhere to get these shots. And you can see in this picture right here, look at the water around him. Like, it's not moving. That means he had to get there and then just kind of stand there still until the water stopped moving. So he could then go and get these just beautiful pictures inside these cypress domes. And this is a picture of inside of a cypress dome, and they are like completely different worlds. If you want to walk around somewhere and feel like you are in Jurassic Park, go hang out inside of a cypress dome, because you get these air plants, these epiphytes everywhere, these huge ferns. You're walking through thigh-high water, and you're kind of just looking around the whole time like, I know there's some snakes and alligators in here, and I'm just going to pretend that they're over there and I'm over here. So much fun, so much fun. But definitely, if you're ever down in the Everglades area, go to Clyde Butcher's studio, and he's got prints everywhere, and just ultimately cool guy.
That's awesome.
For sure.
That picture of him too, where he's in the water and it's all still. It doesn't even look like he has waders on. It looked like he just had like a pair of khaki pants and suspenders. So I don't know why. I love that.
With the big giant beard and the hat, just rocking it out like, yep, I'm standing in the swamp.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
All right. We got some more chat here. Just watched LA Originals on Netflix, which is art-based, talks about a tattoo artist and photographer. Seems pretty cool. And Matthew has dropped the link for the sweatbox for anyone interested. So check that out.
Awesome.
I will. Wow.
Very much so. Well, I know we've got a little bit of time left, and we want to know, do y'all have any favorite outdoor artists that maybe we haven't heard about, or you just want to kind of throw some props to? I know actually when we were getting ready for this show, my roommate came up to me and told me, he's like, dude, you got to mention Remington Robertson, who I had not heard of before. And basically, he does pictures in Altoids boxes while he's like out on the trail. So this is his Instagram page, and he takes oil paintings out there. Oop, I didn't hit the button. Sorry about that, y'all. He takes oil paintings out there and does these little miniature oil paintings in Altoids cans. And I'm just like, that's the cool. I didn't even know that existed. Like, are you serious? That's amazing.
That is so cool.
Right? So yeah, are there any other cool ones that people are like, you got to know about, blah, blah, blah? Yeah, we'll give you a minute to type those in kind of before we call it for the week.
Sean, what was that guy's name?
His name was Remington Robertson.
Robertson.
Yeah, or I'm sorry, Robinson.
Robinson.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really pumped to see what everyone's going to be submitting this week, Sean. I
am too.
Yeah. I might try to go out and find like a super random in the middle of nowhere swamp and try to do a Clyde Butcher black and white shot. So
low key really want to do one of those outdoor things now.
Right?
That looks so cool.
It's just such a good idea. I mean, when you're hiking, you don't have a lot of room and weight. So if you could get everything in that one little area, you have your tripod, your paints, your whole shebang all contained in one thing. That's awesome.
He makes it look so cool too.
He really does. Yeah, it's very cool. Well, good deal. Well, thank y'all again for coming and seeing us again on we lost count of quarantine. So, but we're having fun doing these, and we appreciate y'all doing the challenges and coming and saying hey to us and everything.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, and I will say too, Ryan threw in backpacker comments on Instagram is really good as well. So thank you for that, Ryan.
Writing these down. Cool. Well, cool. Well, thanks so much, you guys. Again, we appreciate y'all tuning in. We're excited to see you guys next week. But yeah, we'll sign off. I'm Sean.
And I'm Sean. And thanks again for watching Sean and Sean in the Great Outdoors.
See you guys.
Next week.